Welcome to Casey Christine Presents. This is a lighthearted, multidimensional sanctuary space for multidimensional beings. I'm your host, Casey Christine. Hi. Welcome. So excited you're here. I am ready to open my heart with you guys and talk about willpower. Last episode, we talked about the importance of coming back into our power and reclaiming it, taking back our power, releasing all victimhood. And that takes a lot of will. And I want you to think about the word will for a minute. When we're speaking, I will start a meditation practice. Just by saying will, it's almost like you're keeping it in the future. However, you are willing it into intent, right? The intent is to will it to come into the present moment. Because what I've realized is that the future is pre-sent moments. Present, pre-sent, right? And so you're pre-sending yourself the future in every present moment. And the word will is this, I'm intending to do so. However, I really love I am. I'm very careful about when I'm speaking and something that I'm looking to attract into my life, that I don't actually use the word will because it's keeping it in a future tense. And I'm a big believer that the word becomes flesh, and whatever it is that I speak over myself, over another, that is a sacred thing, and I have to be very mature about coming into alignment with the words that I use for the prayers on my heart. Willpower is your intending to use your will, what you can will, into the future in this present moment. So you're combining what it is that you're willing and your power into one. And that is a potent force that can arise from a deep connection with one's inner self and spiritual essence. And it is like this unwavering determination and strength and resolve that we can call upon to align us with our higher purpose, our true values, and our truth. And when we talk about spiritual willpower is even stronger than physical. So I ask for spiritual willpower because then it will get my booty in action, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to get up, I'm going to go to the gym. It's like, But since my spiritual well-being was placed as priority, I'm working out, I'm doing Pilates, I'm doing, all kinds of things for my physical body because my spiritual willpower is so strong. So even if there's things in the physical, mental, emotional kind of thing that we are really wanting to use willpower with, I'm just telling you right now, if you want to kind of quantum leap, start with spiritual. Spiritual willpower goes beyond this usual determination found in everyday life. It is sacred. It is soul-driven power that stems from this realization of our interconnectedness with the universe and recognition of our divine nature. So when we speak about calling back your power, like I did on the last episode, I'm referring to the process of reclaiming all of the fragments of your energy and consciousness that might have been scattered or compromised due to past experiences, traumas, or external influences. And this reclamation is essential because over time we can unknowingly give away our power to other people, situations, to belief systems. I mean, we're in constant indoctrination from the time we're little children in the education system. Our parents have been indoctrinated into something, and their hearts of how much they love us, right, are just running on a program, and they're indoctrinating. And then, it's in our religion. It's massively in the religion. It's in our governments, all this indoctrination to strip one from their own power and saying, you need me to tell you what's right for you. And this leaves us feeling so disconnected and so disempowered, and then we're not trusting ourselves. And so I'm talking about spiritual willpower to override all that. And when you override that, you have no problem going to the gym. You have no problem working on a project that you are in a creative flow with. You can't wait to get up in the morning, 6:30 a.m. And I'm up. And I was so excited to record this. I'm operating in my spiritual willpower. It didn't even take physical will for me to get up at 6:30. That's the difference, because I invoke spiritual willpower. And spiritual willpower is crucial in reclamation of our power, because self-awareness. Self-awareness is, right, if you can write or come back to this and write this down and pin it everywhere. Put it in the info section too. Spiritual awareness. 1. Awareness is everything. Developing spiritual willpower requires deep self-awareness and introspection, why meditation is key, and why I have a channel dedicated to just meditation, Sovereign Temples. By understanding our patterns, beliefs, and emotional triggers, we can then identify where we have given our power away. So I want to ask you, are you willing? There's the word, will. If you are willing, that's enough. Being willing means you're calling upon surrender, and you're willing to have self-awareness around your spiritual willpower. And willpower, just yes in general. But again, so it's like, okay, when you're identifying where you have given your power away, you can observe it, not to have to judge it or to make it right or wrong. Now, yes, you can say, okay, that was very bad behavior. I was triggered. That was bad behavior. I said these things and I shouldn't have, or I was trying to control, manipulate a situation. So if you are willing to come back into the truth and take an honest self-assessment and have honest self-awareness of yourself, that is a high level of spiritual maturity. One who can say, you know what? Man, that was wrong. Man, I acted in a way that was very triggered. Man, that's a pattern. Man, that belief is really actually not serving me. I can tell you, as someone who grew up in, Catholicism, was told that I was going to burn in hell for masturbation. It was like, what if I held on to that belief? My beautiful, sacred, sweet little heart as a little girl who loved masturbating. I felt good. I'm like, what is this? This is good. And you had people telling you that you're going to go to hell. Why? Because the church wants power over your sacred sexuality, because sacred sexuality, when you learn how to use sexuality to commune with God, it's the highest level of communion. And then you do it with another, whether married or not, right? And so the church, what they want to, and I'm not saying that there's not a very important need to not just go around sleeping with everyone and sharing your sexual energy and all of that, but they've wanted control over, your sexual energy, and then to inflict guilt and pain upon you, and to cast this judgment and to have you constantly judging yourself around these needs, right? I could have a whole podcast on that, with how disgusted I am at the church in my boy's name. But it's this idea that I I had to be self-aware though that I was holding on to, I'm still, could you see, I'm still emotionally triggered around that. I still hold a belief and a judgment around the Catholic Church that I am personally willing to not be emotionally triggered when I think about Catholicism. I'm not there yet, but I'm aware that I'm not, and I'm aware that that's a handicap, that when my spiritual maturity is even more mature, I can say the Catholic Church and not cringe. Right? And that goes a lot for a lot of forms of Christianity for me, a lot of churches that I've sat in. I went to a funeral from a friend the other day, a young woman who passed, transitioned, and, just seeing her, she was so beautiful. It was a celebration of life that wanted to celebrate her. And I mean, the whole time the preacher was like, if you don't believe in Jesus Christ, you're going to burn in hell. And I'm like, dude, I commune with old JC 24/7 and ain't nobody burning in hell up here. Like, not even you, for telling everybody that. I'm like, blasphemy. But for sure, some triggers. But developing this spiritual willpower just caused me to sit and allow myself to, in that pew, right, versus I was able to take a moment to see this pattern and belief and these emotional triggers. But it was was I going to give my power away and start judging him and wanting to say things, directly to him? That would be giving my power away. I consciously took my power back, and I just started emitting love and light to the room. I mean, I can feel when my vibration starts to get higher. I call upon my light body technology to activate and hear this person's telling people they're gonna, burn in hell. And it was I called upon love. I called upon the true teachings of Christ were to not judge this man. I thought, man, what about the indoctrination that he's been through? That he's been told that the only way to be saved is to place your salvation on another, and you can't go directly to the divine without going through a gatekeeper. And I started having this overflowing compassion. But it took the original willpower to have so much awareness about sitting there and being so triggered, and back to a little girl of being told she was going to burn in hell for masturbation, right? And as someone who doesn't place my salvation onto anyone, right? Even though I work with ascended masters such as Jesus, I believe every soul is saved. That's a personal. Maybe you're being triggered from my conversation right now. I don't know. But I know that self-awareness with spiritual willpower allows us to be in a situation where we're being yelled at and being told we're going to burn in hell for certain beliefs that we have, even though we have beautiful, pure hearts. So that's a little on spiritual awareness, numero uno. And it's gonna call upon inner strength. If you're really stepping into your willpower strengthens our resilience and inner fortitude. It enables us to overcome challenges, resist external pressures, and stay steadfast on our path even when we're facing adversity. And the adversity that I have faced through so many things, I could go on and on about that. I really want to get to all my points here on spiritual willpower. But if you are literally activating your spiritual willpower, you will have the inner strength to overcome challenges, and you'll start to be in a challenge and you'll be excited about it. You're like, oh, hell yeah, bring it on. This is an initiation. I got this. I had something like that the other day happen. Business, legal, accounting, all that fun stuff. And I was like, bring it on. I got this. And it felt so good to do that inner strength, then resisting the external pressure that I was not in full power over my resonance and how I was going to handle the situation, and to use it to get even stronger, to implement systems to make me even stronger and more peaceful. Inner strength. Spiritual willpower will offer you so much inner strength. Because why? 3, you're in alignment with your higher self. By cultivating spiritual willpower, we become more attuned to our higher self and inner guidance. And this connection empowers us to make decisions that are in alignment with our soul's purpose and values. And it is then that alignment happens, that this flow state happens, and you're in a flow. And you can't wait to get up in the morning and create. There's no forcing yourself to do anything. In fact, you kind of got to reel it back. The other day, the full moon was here. And I was like, man, I got to stop working so I can enjoy the moon. And even when I say working, it's not for anyone else. It's creating. I'm creating. And it's because I'm in alignment with my higher self. And you'll know you're in alignment with your higher self by the feeling of an open heart and being willing to use your willpower to say yes to things that are fulfilling you, not for money. Money comes, the money will come. If you are in alignment with your higher self, watch out, here comes the money. If you love money, alignment with your higher self. And then that's going to require what? Boundaries. Number 4, right? So we have self-awareness, 1, inner strength, 2, alignment, 3, boundaries, 4. Boundaries around reclaiming our power requires setting healthy boundaries. And there's people that have been wanting to do things, hang out, that I love and that I would love to see and hang out, but I'm having to set boundaries because I have these creations that I know it's time to get them done because people are suffering, and I have offerings that can help people with their suffering. I have a beautiful offering called the Happy Hour Miracle. It helps remove alcohol cravings at the chemical level, and we reprogram the subconscious and conscious mind to assist people with a miracle method. It's not once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic. That's a lie. People can actually rewire their chemistry in their brain. And I know that so many incredible souls are being held and enslaved to this devil juice. Nothing wrong if you want to drink truly normally, right? And not drink to check out, or it's not a coping mechanism in your life. But there's so many people that are on spiritual paths that alcohol gets a hold of because you're powerful. And there's some spirit. They don't call it spirits for nothing. But because I'm in this creation flow with this, I'm having to have so many boundaries to ensure that I'm not allowing anyone to interrupt my flow. Now, that's in a particular project. Now, you talk about people that I've really cleared my life from anyone that's not serving me at an energetic level. They're gone. But maybe you're someone and you have not done the cleanup yet. And there's no judgment around the cleanup. It's just where you are and what serves you, right? Some people come into our lives for a short period of time, others longer. But having spiritual boundaries, you have to ensure that we do not allow others to infringe upon our energy or manipulate our decisions when we are trying to stay in alignment with our higher self. There's, it's like, should I do this? Should I do that? The only person we ever really need to be asking the word should to is our higher self. Should I go to the grocery store? Should I go to the mailbox? Which one should I do right now? But with anything, and I'm not talking about if you are working with a professional, but a true good professional for spiritual well-being, emotional, will direct you back to your higher self. Sure, can we learn from people who have done things? I watch YouTube videos all the time to learn how to, do some audio equipment, or, we'll reference someone that has more experience in the technology field to help answer questions for me and help, give me some pointers. But when it comes to the real important things, soul questions, that's you and you. And you'll know you're serious about getting into alignment with your higher self when you have the willpower to sit your ass down in meditation, morning and night. If prayer is you talking to God, I like to say meditation is God talking to you. And you need that guidance Call it your higher self, call it God, call it source, call it universe. The name really doesn't matter, right? The name that we give it does not matter. It's the intention. The source of all that is can reveal to you. And then you're in an authentic relationship with yourself. You're in authentic communication. So number 5, authenticity. And as we reclaim our power, we become just so authentic, right? Where our willpower is coming online. So we're our authenticity. And when we're authentic, we're in joy, we're in bliss. We actually can enjoy people because we get to be ourselves. For so long, I did not feel like I could be myself around people. I'll give an example. So I was growing a really large network marketing organization, and I was doing it through fun, my innocence, my open heart, my childlike play, and I was getting very successful. And so then come in all the people that have all these bright ideas. I had no sacred boundaries about what I need to be doing because now I'm in this influence role. And so I should be doing it this way. I should be saying this. I shouldn't be saying that. It's just right now I'm being triggered thinking about it. Higher self, give me the willpower to just be the observer. There it is. That's the question. When I notice the trigger, awareness, higher self, help me. But it just slowly stripped me of my joy. And something that I had so much fun with when I did it my way and honored my little precious heart that was not all professional and this way or that way, or didn't have couth or, dropping the F-bomb in my presentations. It worked. I was thriving. I was thriving. And then all these people came around and started telling me what's acceptable for being in the level that I was getting into. And I felt just shrink and shrink and shrink. And they were good intentioned. These were people that genuinely thought they were looking out for me. But it was suffocating me. People, they didn't want to put their hands around my throat and suffocate me. But that's what they were doing with their good intentions because I didn't have boundaries. Make no mistake, it was me letting them do it. Nobody can do anything. Nobody can silence us unless we're willing to let them. Even if we get stripped from a platform, we can go to another one. But you have to be willing to be authentic with yourself. Spiritual willpower emboldens us to embrace our true selves unapologetically and express our desires and honor our unique gifts and talents. Manifestation. When you are living in authenticity, right? When you say, okay, now you're in authenticity, oh my gosh, you've reclaimed your power. You are operating at heightened levels with your spiritual willpower on 10, and our ability to manifest our desires and intentions becomes potent. We become these co-creators with the universe, harnessing our intention to just, oh my gosh, focus at heightened levels, and it brings us positive change into our lives. And then when that happens, we can start empowering others. That's number 7. Number 6, manifestation. Number 7, empowerment. I'm gonna have all this written out. But then we can be empowerment of others. And, so just know that when you reclaim your power and you step into your will, it not only benefits us individually, but also creates a ripple effect of empowerment for others. And when we embody our authentic power, we inspire and encourage those around us to do the same. And that is the ripple effect, but it starts within us. I think so many people want to serve people, but they'll do it till they run themselves in the ground, and then they have nothing to give. So I just want to invite you that your most incredible relationship with yourself is the most important. Your relationship with you, everything stems out from there, and it really does all. How much willpower can you call upon to come back into alignment with your higher self, and then to operate from there? Because when we're operating from our higher self versus viral programs in society, and again, even something like in work, if you are sitting down to work and you're not loving it, you're no longer operating from your higher self. And you can say like, yeah, but I got bills to pay. I got things to do, And I'm talking about going back on your commitments or not showing up and doing what you're saying you're going to do in a really good way. But over time, once you are in alignment with your higher self and you're using spiritual willpower, that will shift. Work will fade out that is not just so exciting to be a part of. It will. Or you're not going to be operating in spiritual, like willpower from your spiritual willpower, and you're going to be having to use the power of force to force yourself to do what it is that you've created your day for you to be doing. And fuck that. I ain't doing that no more. I did it for a while, and I went from thriving to starting to do that based on what others wanted me to do, how they wanted me to do it. And I literally broke my back. Thank God for my body. And my body knew that I couldn't sustain that. I couldn't sustain choking myself for much longer. And so my body broke on me to force introspection and to get very aware and to take back my power and to call upon the spiritual willpower, which is the driving force behind the journey of self-discovery, healing, and transformation. It allows us to remember our inherent worth and divine nature, empowering us to step in to our full potential as conscious beings. And by embracing and embodying our spiritual willpower, we reclaim the sovereignty of our lives, co-creating a reality where we are in harmony with our true selves, others, and the universe. I am doing a meditation on willpower that will be on the channel, my meditation channel, Sovereign Temples. I hope you check it out and offer it to yourself. Thanks for journeying with me on the word willpower for our spiritual health. And my prayer for you is that you begin to call upon it. All my love and light. Namaste. Thank you for listening. Subscribe, like, and follow our social media platforms. And you can find all of our contact information on CaseyChristinePresents.com. I'll see you next time. All my love and light. Namaste.